What is going on? The Catch fam. I hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope everyone out there is having a great weekend. Week 5 is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. We're hopping into week 5 of the 2023 NFL season, which means we are moving into week 5 of the 2023 fantasy football season, a whole month down. And here we are. So, some exciting matchups tomorrow. Got an early matchup. We got a couple of things to get into tonight. So, you know what we're getting into. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some fantasy football, as always. But week 5, fantasy Q&A, anything that you guys need. Starts, sits, trades, waiver wire, roster reviews, whatever it is. I'm here to help you guys out, give you guys the best possible fantasy advice that I can heading into another week. This season is already flying by. But week 5 is going to be a fun one. We've got the Jags at the Bills in the morning. Saints at Patriots. Titans, Colts, Ravens, Steelers, Panthers, Lions, Texans, Falcons, Giants, Dolphins. Those are all your 1 o'clock games. Got some interesting 4 o'clock games. Bengals and Cardinals, excuse me. Eagles, Rams. Jets, Broncos, Chiefs, Vikings. Sunday night football, Cowboys at Niners. Monday night football, Packers at the Raiders. So a lot of fantasy implications going into the weekend. I think we're going to have some – I think we could have some upsets this week. But ultimately, I think we're going to have some good games fantasy-wise. So I'm excited. But you guys don't do, man. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button on the way in, because then you can listen to me talk about fantasy football. And get in the live chat, guys. Any fantasy football questions you guys have, throw them my way. Let's go. All right. Still, like, I don't know what is up with me, man. Like, my whole family, we were all sick. And it's just been like lingering. Like, even last night when I streamed, I don't know if you guys could tell as the stream was going on, I was like having to clear my throat and like my head's been hurting, but I'm here and I'm happy to be here. But if I'm a little bit off my game, I do apologize, guys. But got some content out for you guys today, and happy to actually stream. I miss streaming with you guys. So let's just hop right into it. Cats, good to see you, broski. Spence, what's up, dude? A-Rich, T-Law, or Captain Kirk? This is a good question. Well, I mean, we didn't even get to the news of the night. I somehow skipped that, but this is a perfect question to segue into it with Jonathan Taylor signing a 3-year deal with the Colts. It's going to make this offense very, very interesting. So obviously the Colts already having success with Zach Moss at running back. If Jonathan Taylor is fully healthy, like, this offense takes another step forward. I mean, he's going to thrive in this system. And I do think that this helps Anthony Richardson in his development. And I mean, you just got to imagine lining up defensively, like, you have Anthony Richardson able to run the football, obviously. Then you have Jonathan Taylor on the other end as well. So, listen, we'll get into the Jonathan Taylor situation throughout the night. But when it comes to Anthony Richardson, okay, he's a really hard player to sit right now because of the upside that he brings to the table. But, the Titans going to the Colts, if this was a home game for the Titans, I'd be a little bit more queasy. I do think that this front seven for Tennessee still has the ability to kind of slow down Anthony Richardson to a degree, but we saw last week, like, he can sling the football as well, right? And I do think on Jonathan Taylor, this Titans run defense is still very good. And I think that, we just talked about Zach Moss having success in the system. I think that Jonathan Taylor is going to be eased in tomorrow. And the reports that we're getting also indicate that Jonathan Taylor is going to be slowly brought in. So, I'm excited to watch this offense. We know the secondary for Tennessee is really bad. I mean, Richardson's just tough to sit right now because you're getting upside no matter what. And, the defense is still not very good. So, like, Tennessee, maybe not the best example here, but this is still a team that has to play from behind, essentially. But, Anthony Richardson, 21 points in week 1, 17 in week 2, but he left that game in the second quarter. I mean, super early. They didn't play in week 3, then 29 points last week. So Listen, I like T-Law, him and the team have been chilling in London and everything, so, like, I don't know, I think they could I think they're gonna hang in there with the Bills tomorrow. That's my prediction for that game. But, Kirk, obviously, the Vikings always playing from behind as well. The defense just atrocious. They're at home. I do think Kirk Cousins is a good start tomorrow. I'll say this much. I think right now, like you can start Trevor Lawrence every week if you want to. Um, but I still think he's a floor play until we kind of see him bring that ceiling to the table. T-Law is just a safe floor play. Like you know exactly what you're getting with him. But I think when you have a player like Anthony Richardson right here, you have to go with A-Rich for the upside, or the the floor play that brings a higher ceiling is Kirk. So I would go Richardson for still a little bit of risk, but more upside, and then Kirk Cousins after that, then Trevor Lawrence. So long-winded answer, but gotta do it for my boy Spence. All right. Aaron Reborn, what's up, my guy? High upside, low risk. What's up? What's up? Hope you're doing well as well. James Cook versus the Jags, Connor versus the Bengals, and Christian Watson or Nico Collins, non-PPR. Interesting. I if it's non-PPR, then I probably go James Conner because the Jaguars are top 10 against the run from a fantasy perspective. So, like, I think in full PPR, you can start James Cook because he's going to get those, check downs. He's going to catch the football and everything. But in a non-PPR format, I will go with James Conner here versus the Bengals. I like James Conner a lot tomorrow. I like Joe Mixon in that matchup as well. But yeah, I go James Conner here, and I'm gonna go Christian Watson for a non-PPR format as well. I like Nico Collins. I do feel like he's a player you can throw in the flex on a weekly basis, but he's probably going to see AJ Terrell quite a bit tomorrow. I don't really imagine that Terrell is going to kind of float between Tank Dell and Nico Collins. I think he'll be on Nico Collins. So I think Nico Collins, you can still start him if you need to, but this Falcons defense has been really, really good against the pass as well. Or at least top tens. That's where they're. Actually, their defense is relatively stingy overall. But point being, Christian Watson still against the Raiders has a better chance to score. So non PPR, I would definitely go Connor and Christian Watson. Smokey, what's up, dude? Okay, Spence. Tommy, what's good, my guy? Trying to figure out my flex with Amon-Ra out. I think I might go McCaughlin. If Javonte plays, pivot to Downs, facing the Pittman owner, if that matters. Yeah, you're in a tough spot, my dude. Let's see if we have an update on Javonte at all. Let me see. Yeah, when I talked to you earlier on Discord, yeah, I guess Javonte is questionable. He did practice yesterday. I mean, if he doesn't play, then I think you go McCaughlin, and then if he does play, I think you go Downs. Like, I mean, there's still an opportunity for McCaughlin if Javonte starts, but there's not as much of an opportunity, right? So man, what a bad situation to be in. Yeah, I just don't like those Lions receivers. I know you were looking at them as well, but it's a tough matchup against the Panthers for him. And especially even if Josh Reynolds is out, I mean, if Josh Reynolds starts, like the volume should be there. You can start him. I just don't expect a high ceiling, but like Khalif Raymond and everything, I'm just not there, especially if Reynolds is out as well. Like that's all the defensive pressures on Raymond at that point. Like someone really has to step up. So, tough situation here, Tommy, but I'll go McCaughlin if Javonte doesn't play. If he does, and you can go Josh Downs. At least he has a good matchup, right? I mean, Tennessee secondary has been really bad. So, Logan, what's good, dude? Tutu or Addison? This is an interesting question. I probably go Jordan Addison. It's not the best matchup for him. The Kansas City Chiefs defense has been good this year, both against the pass and the run. But I want to sit back and see what happens with Tutu. Like he's going to lose volume. Like Cooper Kupp is back, right? Puka's probably going to lose volume as well. I think Puka will be okay, but Tutu's kind of the guy who could kind of gets a downgrade fantasy wise here. But on the other end, like defensively, when you have Cooper Kupp lined up and then Puka lined up, like there's going to be opportunities for Tutu because there's going to be less defensive pressure on him. And Matthew Stafford has liked him in the red zone as well. So I still think like we don't want to like drop Tutu, like he's not worthless or anything. But now we're in a situation where we kind of need to sit back and see how this offense looks with Cooper Kupp back on the field. You know what I'm saying? So I'd probably go Addison because I do expect points in that game at least. So Don, what's good, dude? Good to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic, man. Cole, what's up, dude? Looking to trade away DJ Moore. Player in my league said he would do Aaron Jones and DJ Moore for JT. I have ETN, Jones, Kenneth, Tyreek, and Adams. I wouldn't do this trade. I would probably keep DJ Moore. I mean, the thing is, Cole, I'm a DJ Moore guy. Like, I've been a DJ. You can go back and find a stream from like July, and you'll hear me like talking about how you should draft DJ Moore this year. So I haven't really given up faith on DJ Moore. If you're gonna sell DJ Moore and Aaron Jones, and I know Jones has been quiet since week 1 with the injuries, but like there's no disrespect to JT, but we still haven't seen JT do anything this year. Like you're selling DJ Moore coming off of a, depending on your scoring format, a 46-point game and full PPR or whatever. Like you got to sell him high. Like you have to get absolute great value for him. So I mean, with like DJ Moore at the end of the day has still been great this year. I mean, like we just have to face it that there's a little bit of a downside there in week 1, but he's had 13 or more fantasy points in every other game with a ceiling of 49 points. So there's still 27 points in week 4. It's like we're not just selling DJ Moore high based off of week 5. We're selling him high based off of week 4. And then the previous 2 weeks weren't bad as well. So, like, I mean, let's face it. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, no other player has played. I mean, other than Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Darnell Mooney, Curtis Samuel. Like, no other wide receivers have played yet this week. But right now, DJ Moore is the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy. I mean, it's not really worth talking about, but like, you get the point. Like those 49 points put him ahead of everybody. So, you should be selling them for more than JT, especially if you're going to package a second player on there. So, if DJ Moore didn't have 27 points in week 4 and 49 this week, then I think it's a fine trade. But like when you have a player coming off of 2 games like this, you have to sell him high. And I mean, guys, if you own DJ Moore, he's playing Minnesota in week 6. Okay. Minnesota, where they come in against opposing wide receivers in fantasy, 3rd worst in the league, 30th overall. Okay. The following week, they're playing the Raiders. They come in the bottom 12, 21st against the position. Like these are another 2 good weeks. And then guess what? In week 8, guess who we play? The Chargers. Okay. Another great matchup. They're on bye this week, but they've been in the bottom 5 against wide receivers as well, if I'm not mistaken. Only have the matchups, those rankings from who's playing this week in front of me. But yeah, I would not sell DJ Moore right now unless you were getting a very, very good return. But that's my 2 cents. All right, let's move along here. Enough about me raving about DJ Moore. Would you bench Dallas defense this week? I mean, here's the thing. Like, they were kind of one of these defenses last year that even when they played like good teams, they still got you a decent amount of points here and there. I mean, I don't know. You just can't drop them is kind of the problem. Like I could see them getting like 7 or 8 points in this game. Like I doubt the Lions are out there, but like I just hate having to roster 2 defenses. So I mean, it just depends on who's out there. But I mean, they are traveling to San Francisco, so I don't see a high ceiling for them. But like if you have 5 good bench players who are worth holding on to, and nobody that you can just drop straight up to pick up a streaming defense, then just play Dallas. You know what I mean? Captain Spock, what's up, dude? Tank Dell or Michael Wilson in half PPR. I do like Michael Wilson this week. I feel like Tank Dell is going to be a guy like on a weekly basis that I just say to start. I do like Michael Wilson, but I kind of want to start some of these Texans players this week because the Falcons traveling from London back to the States. Pete from After the Review was on the show last night and talked about that, how that's a big impact to defenses the following week. So I kind of like the Texans wide receivers this week, even though the matchup on paper is not great. But yeah, I think Michael Wilson's okay too. But the Bengals defense is one of those defenses that's like good, not great. You never know exactly what form you're going to get, but I don't know. The Bengals Cardinals game feels really murky for me. I'd probably go Tank Dell. It's tough there. Tough. Vic, good to see you, bro. Is Rashee Rice a good start? Yes. I like Rashee Rice this week. In terms of wide receivers on the Chiefs, leads the team in targets, leads the team in receptions for wide receivers, if we're not including Travis Kelce. It's a great matchup. I think Rashee Rice a really good player to have on your bench right now. But if you're in shambles, like you are, bye weeks, injuries, whatever, Rashee Rice worth a flex this week due to the matchup. And the Chiefs on the road, Vikings are going to be able to keep this game competitive, is my belief. Joe, what's up, dude? Doing my rankings for the morning show on Notorious. I like this guy's show. Thanks, bro. Notorious Fantasy. I like Nick. I don't really know him, but he's a cool dude. Thoughts on ETN tomorrow morning? He's fine. Like if you own ETN, you're in a position where you probably have to start ETN. I mean, it's a tough matchup. Oh, no, it's not the worst matchup. They're like smack dab in the middle. The Bills are 16th against the run. So, I mean, like yeah. If you own ETN, I think you're starting him. Happy PR, Gabe Davis or Jordan Addison. Yeah, this is interesting. I think Addison is kind of the floor play here, but I'd probably go with Gabe Davis. Katz, are you here tonight? Wait, Katz wasn't here. Yeah, Katz. I was trying to give you credit last night for your Gabe Davis call in the offseason and finally own up to the fact that it was a good call. I'd probably go Gabe Davis here. He's been consistent enough right now. This is an important matchup for the Bills coming off a big win against the Dolphins. They want to take out another divisional opponent. I go Gabe Davis, 3 touchdowns in a row. Let's go Gabe Davis. I do like Jordan Addison, but I don't know. Emil, what's up? Hello. Thoughts on Amon-Ra injury? Yeah, so if you own Amon-Ra, I mean, like, I'm not panicking by any means. I don't think he's gonna play. And like I kind of talked about this in the offseason. Like I loved Amon-Ra. Like I was arguing for Amon-Ra to be taken like 8th overall in PPR drafts, right? But one thing to know if you're an Amon-Ra owner or if you did own Amon-Ra last year, like me, like he gets hurt. You know, he plays through injuries, he gets the doubtful tag, gets the questionable tag. Last year, I was really surprised he only missed 1 game. But then he kind of had this stretch of like he's hurt, but he's out there like weeks 5 and 7. He had a bye week in week 6. So it happens. I'm not worried about Amon-Ra whatsoever. But in terms of what you should do, it's definitely specific to who's available on the waiver wire in your league and who's on your bench. So it just kind of depends on who you have. But if you own him, I don't think he's going to play. But I don't know. I think this Lions-Panthers matchup is going to be interesting. But the main thing here is that the Lions can still run the football, and the Panthers are really bad against the run. So, yeah, Amon-Ra will be fine. If you own him, we'll go case by case. Mobius, Puka or CD? That's a tough one. I mean, I just can't imagine a world where we're sitting CeeDee Lamb, so I'd probably go CeeDee Lamb, but Puka has the better matchup on paper. I'm not worried about Cooper Kupp coming back. Like, yeah, like Puka's ceiling will be limited, I guess, but I'm not worried about Puka. I've been saying it for weeks now. Like, you know, I wasn't like saying go sell Puka because when Kupp comes back, he's screwed or anything like that. There were people saying that. Stafford can support both of these guys. You know, are both receivers going to have 30 points a game? No, but like Puka's still going to be a great flex option. So I just can't imagine sitting CD Lamb. I'd probably go CD, but if you go Puka, like you can't go wrong here. Both are good starts. My wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 are Flowers and Dell, Rice in the flex. Yeah, you're not in too bad of a spot here. Flowers and Rashee Rice were both on the must-start wide receiver video. So, yeah, and I like Tank Dell this week. Should I trade Aaron Jones for Connor and Palmer or Godwin? I mean, you could. Connor has played more this year, but I still kind of view Connor and Jones like pretty close in tier if Jones was healthy. But, I mean, if you need an extra wide receiver, then sure. I think that's fine. I like Connor, so. Full PPR, start Addison or Watson. Cats, I will go with Watson. I'll go with Watson. Most start or Watson. Full PPR, go Watson. Go with the wide receiver. Saints or Lions? I definitely go Lions. Yeah, I love the Lions this week. But Saints are a pretty good pick, too. Patriots at home. I'll go with the Lions, though. What's up, GT Sport? Andrea, hello. How's everyone doing? Thank you guys for being here tonight. Good to see everybody. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Andrea, need a flex. Olave, Connor, Pacheco. Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, if you just have to start Olave, especially in full PPR, Andrea. I mean, yeah, gotta go Olave. You know, I like Connor and Pacheco. Don't get me wrong, but Olave, and I mean the Patriots secondary right now. I mean, they have a ton of injuries. Gonzalez gonna miss the year. He was looking very promising. Jones has been out. He hasn't played at all this year. I'm a little worried about this Patriots defense living up to the expectations that we usually, kind of take for granted from a Bill Belichick defense. But a lot that's good for Olave. I mean, the Saints are on the road this week, but yeah, I go Olave for sure. For sure. Hello, Don. Let's see here. Craig, starting Olave, big lead of DJ Moore. Nice. Needs solid numbers from the flex, choosing between Waddle, Pacheco, Connor, and Flowers. Also, Ertz or Ingram, not looking for big upside. Yeah, this is interesting because if you own Jalen Waddle, and I have shares of Jalen Waddle, so like I'm with you guys, right? Like we haven't seen anything yet this year, and most of that is the injury situation, of course, but this matchup is great for Waddle. And Waddle's been okay in full PPR in the games he's played. I mean, last week was disappointing in a matchup where it felt like they needed him. And like the most concerning thing is like, where are the targets for Jalen Waddle? I mean, this wide receiver room is like, why is Braxton Berrios being targeted like more than Waddle and Tyreek Hill at times, essentially? So I don't know, but this matchup, you're just thinking like, this could be that game where Waddle gets back to true form because the Giants, I mean, we don't even need to really discuss it. Like we all are aware of what we can expect out of the Giants defense. So, it's tough here, but I really like Zay Flowers this week. So if you feel good about Waddle, I think you can put him in there. If you want a play that feels safe or, based on matchup, Flowers has a great matchup. The Steelers have been awful against the pass this year, awful against opposing wide receivers in fantasy. So I really like Zay Flowers this week. I think he's a really strong flex option. I probably go Flowers. Ertz or Ingram. I probably go Ingram, but Ertz is okay too. Actually, Ertz is really close because he has a great matchup. It's always interesting. Like the Bengals are obviously a pretty good defense, but they're 29th against opposing tight ends. They've been really bad against tight ends. So like, when it comes to choosing tight ends, it's like, if Ingram scores a touchdown, he probably has a better day than Ertz. If Ertz scores a touchdown, he probably has a better day than Ingram. I'm like, I just hate tight ends now. I might go Ertz based on matchup. I could see Yeah, I might go Ertz actually. I think I lean Flowers, but if you want to go Waddle, that's fine. Full PPR though, we're going with wide receivers there. So yeah, and I see a couple of you guys at the bottom of the chat in regards to the Olave selection there. Worried about Derek Carr's injury, and that's completely fair. Like, I don't even know if Carr is fully healthy or if he's ever going to be fully healthy at this point throughout the season. So last week, a huge disappointment in Olave with 6 targets, 1 reception after having 10 or more targets in every game the first 3 games. But I just think Olave is in that caliber of player. We just can't bench him. Like, yeah, he's technically the wide receiver 38 right now in full PPR, but he could have a game that puts him up right in the top 20 after this week, right in the top 15 even. So, he's just too good of a player to bench, you know. I'll stick with the Olave. If we get another bummer week, then we can talk about it. But I too good for me to bench. New Orleans, Kansas City, or Green Bay's defense. This is interesting. I probably go New Orleans. I think they're going to have a good week. This Patriots team is really starting to spook me a bit. So I'll go New Orleans. Kansas City's interesting, but they're on the road. I'll go New Orleans. John, what's up, dude? Randall Robinson, Reynolds, or Downs. I mean, if Reynolds is lining up as the wide receiver 1 tomorrow, I have enough faith because I think he can get it done. Panthers pretty good against opposing wide receivers, so like number 6. So I mean, that's something to consider. But I'm not Randall Robinson. Interesting for sure, but I'm just not quite there. I'm not quite. I mean, 5 targets week 3, 6 last week. So it's a good matchup against Miami. There's some upside there, but let's kind of see it on paper first before we're going out and starting him, especially in half PPR. Full PPR, maybe, but and that's the thing here. Like Josh Downs, another guy, full PPR, maybe a different story. Half PPR, I think you have to go with Reynolds. So. VA, start Ridley or Hollywood? That's a good question. Man, Hollywood might be my pick here. Can't believe I'm saying that. I mean, like Ridley's another guy that's like you just kind of have to start him, but Hollywood's looked great. I mean, I think I go Hollywood Brown. The Bengals right in the middle at 15th against the position. I'm gonna go Hollywood. Oh, I can't believe it. I'm not out on Ridley. I will say I think Hollywood's a safer play. Ridley brings more upside, but more risk as well. I mean, you know, like when we look at Calvin Ridley right now, 11 targets in week 1, 8 targets week 2, 7 week 3, 2 in week 4. They've been going down each week. Listen, I'm a Christian Kirk guy, but technically Ridley's still ahead of him in fantasy points. So Kirk is fine. Or excuse me, Ridley's fine, but I'd probably go Hollywood here. Oh, it's tough. Andrew, Detroit or New Orleans? This is tough. I think both of these defenses are going to have good weeks. So whoever you feel better about, I might go Detroit though. Them being at home may be the deciding factor for me, but I like both these defenses. I think both are good options. McLaughlin or Miles? If it's Miles Sanders and he starts, he's healthy, I'd probably just go Miles Sanders. But if Javonte doesn't play, then McLaughlin's fine. I don't see a very high ceiling out of either, though. Godfather, good to see you, broski. Logan, what's up, man? Tight end streamer, happy PR, Ferguson or Kincaid? I go, oh, sorry, guys, just like touched my desk by accident. Jeez. I go Ferguson. Yeah, I mean, Kincaid, you know, you can keep him for now, but until we kind of see things come to fruition, like we're not starting him. The The volume for Ferguson has been much better, so I'll go Ferguson. Clark Kent, what's up? Full PPR need 1 wide receiver and 2 flex. Nico, Thielen, Ramondre, Brees, or Watson. Yeah, good options here. I think we roll Nico Collins back out there. I don't expect him to have the game he had last week, but I think you roll him back out there. And then I'll start Brees in the flex against the Broncos. Call me crazy. I don't care. I love this matchup for Brees Hall. And I'll start Christian Watson against the Raiders. I'll bench Thielen, and I'll bench Ramondre. Ooh. Mobius, let's see here. Start 2 PPR. Puka and CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, I'm always going to start wide receivers in full PPR. So half PPR bench 1. Nico, Hopkins, Watson. I'd bench Hopkins. Taylor, what's good, bro? Jonathan, what's up? Half PPR bench 1. Wilson, Pittman, Flowers, Hall, JT. Call me crazy. I'm benching JT. Yeah. Just this week. Bad matchup. Could easily score a touchdown, get you a decent floor. Bad matchup, though, and I think he's going to be eased back in. Zach Moss is still going to get touches this week. I'll leave JT on the bench and just be happy I own him. But he's going to get fired up soon. Don't worry. Are we starting Sanders or Edwards? Edwards, for sure. The Steelers have been really, really bad against the run. I love Edwards this week. JT or Dobbs? I go Dobbs. Great matchup for him. 18 points or more in the last 2 games. I'll go Romeo Dobbs. A-Shane or ETN? A-Shane, but ETN's fine. Started Robinson Thursday night. My other running back is Bijan. Yeah. Brian Robinson should have been a smash play. What a game. I go Devontae Shane and he's starting Bijan. We all know that. But yeah, A-Shane's got a great matchup. Bijan's got a great matchup. ETN's still fine though. What's up, Caleb? Shaheed or Michael Wilson? I think Shaheed could be a little sneaky this week, but I think the floor play here is definitely Michael Wilson. So I'll probably go Michael Wilson. Andrew, need 1. Connor, Mostert, Pacheco. Connor. But the other guys are still good for sure for Connor. Derek, need 2. Madison, Edwards, JT, or Addison. And like, there's still going to be some situations where I think you could start JT. I can go JT and Edwards here. If not, it's Edwards and Addison. I don't really want to start Madison this week. What should I do with Brees Hall in Dynasty? Someone wants him, but is trying to get me cooked. Just hold him. I mean, they're wanting to buy him in anticipation. Like, sit back and see what happens. If he has a great game, then you can consider selling him, but don't sell him right now. And don't trade for Cook. Higbee or Musgrave, what's up, Drew? I like both this week. Both have really good matchups. So whichever offense you feel better about, you can roll with. Maybe I go with Higbee with Musgrave coming off the injury. 3 Walketeers, what's up? Puka, Connor, Ridley, Nico start 2. Yeah, tough. I still start Puka. It's a great matchup for him. You know, Cup being on the field might take away volume, but it could still open up a lot of things for Puka. And I'm probably rolling with Nico Collins here, but you can't really go wrong with any of these options, man. They're all fine. Jonathan, let's see. Happy PR bench 1. Wilson, Pittman, Flowers, Hall, JT. Yeah, I think we hit this one already, but I'd bench JT. Ertz or Ferguson? Ertz, but both are good. I think we hit that one already. ETN or Devontae Shane? Devontae Shane. But both are fine. I mean, like, if you want to go ETN, I don't care, but Devontae Shane just has the better matchup. They're at home. The Jaguars are like kind of at home. They're second home, but there's nothing wrong with starting ETN here. I just like the upside in Devontae Shane. Orac, full PPR, need 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. Ridley, Thielen, Randall, Laporta, Ingram, and Warren. Yeah, I'm going to start the wide receivers to get the best volume here, so I'll go Ridley and Thielen. Laporta is kind of sneaky, but I don't really want to flex a tight end. Thoughts on Raymond? I mean, I'm just not really there with Khalif Raymond. He's had productive games in the past. He knows the system. The big question for me is like, does Josh Reynolds play or not? Because if Reynolds doesn't play and Khalif Raymond lines up as a wide receiver 1, I just don't like that at all. If Reynolds goes, which let me see if we have an update. Then I still don't really like Khalif Raymond there as well. I mean, I just feel like we're kind of Reynolds still questionable, but I I just don't want to go out. Like I'm not gonna. The Panthers are 6th in the league against the wide receiver position in fantasy. Yeah, 6th. They've been good, and I mean, JMO's going to be out there. I'm not going to lie. I totally forgot that JMO's playing this week. So that helps, but I don't feel good about it. I just don't think that the Lions are going to have to throw a lot in this game. The Panthers have been good against the pass, bad against the run. They're going to run it down their throats, what I anticipate. Gabe Davis is a league winner. Let's go. Connor Kyron Williams. I really want to like Kyron this week, and he can definitely prove something this week. Like that, he might be matchup proof, but man, it's not a good matchup. The Eagles, the best team in the league against opposing running backs. I go Connor. Debo or Hollywood? Hollywood for the floor, Debo for the upside. I probably go Hollywood, but Debo, you can start Debo whenever you want. Don't forget to hit the thumbs and subscribe. Appreciate that, Captain Spock. Appreciate it, Craig. Would be crazy to start Rashid Rice over Nico. I think you do roll with a player like Nico Collins. I like Rashid Rice if you're in like a bad situation, and he's been on your bench. I think this could be one of those games where Rashid Rice shows why he was drafted to the Chiefs. But I think if you're a guy like Nico Collins, you roll with him. So I dropped Gainwell in a 10-team league. Yeah, you should. Swift has taken over. I have to admit. Josh Downs, Reynolds, or JMO. Reynolds, but JMO, if you really want to go risk it for the biscuit. Ravens defense, I do like this week. Trubisky is not going to be the starter. Pickett's going to be the starter. So it takes some of the fun away, but I still like the Ravens defense. Michael, hope you're having a good Saturday as well. Bench 1, Saquon, Cook, Kyron, ETN. I mean, it's Cook or Kyron just based on the matchup. It might have to be Kyron for me. I have a bad feeling for him this week after having a huge game last week. If not, it's Cook, just based on matchup. Just notice Josh Down plays in the morning games. Denver plays in the afternoon. Hopefully we know about Javonte early. Hopefully. We'll find out. I mean, if you have to go downs, it is what it is. Let's see here. Tough spot for me. Adams is my guy, but questionable. Should I put in Jaleel, Akers, Reynolds, or hold out for my boy? Hold out for Adams. Just I have that situation in the league as well. We got to hold on, brother. Make COD great again. Full PPR. Need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a flex. Saquon, Kyron, Achane, Hall, Lamb, Waddle, Pittman. I probably roll out Saquon and Achane. I mean, I like Hall a lot, so it's hard. You could flex Hall, but I probably start Lamb, Waddle, and Pittman. And once again, if Kyron has a good week, I will not be surprised. If you feel like Kyron is a player you should start, then start him. It's just a bad matchup. I probably go Saquon, Achane, Lamb, Waddle, Pittman. If you don't like one of the wide receivers, then I'll go Breece Hall. Logan, Sanders, Stevenson, Ridley, and Reed start 2. Ridley, I'm not really there on Sanders this week. I he's fine, but I'm just not really there. Is that fair? Yeah, I mean, the Lions are the 5th best team in the league against opposing running backs. And Stevenson is a bad matchup. I don't know what we're going to do with Ramondre Stevenson, guys. I don't. I don't know what to tell Ramondre Stevenson owners. I mean, what is that matchup? The Saints are up there. Yeah, they're 6. Shoot, you might be starting Ridley and Reed. What do you think, Logan? Michael Wilson, Shaheed, or Javonte? Nah, Michael Wilson. Shaheed for upside. Let's see. Stash 1, Rashid Rice or Mike Wilson. Both are great stashes. Both are great stashes. Maybe Michael Wilson. I really like Rashid Rice. I think this could be a big week for him, but maybe Michael Wilson. I think he could just end up being more consistent in that offense. Andy Reid offense, like it's still going to have its ups and downs in a good way. But for the players from a fantasy perspective, not a good thing. T-Law or Goff this week. I mean, I like both guys, but if Amon-Ra doesn't play, I'd probably just go T-Law. Commanders defense was supposed to be good, but let's move on from that. Any thoughts, worries about Watson's snap workload this week? Because they do have a bye next week. Wonder if they continue to ease him and full unleash post bye. That's fair. I think that could happen as well. But I'm not worried about it because he was on a snap count last week and he scored a touchdown. So I'm okay with. I'm not worried about it this week. I'm not done. But it's a fair point. If it was a bad matchup or even like middle of the pack matchup, sure. But it's a good matchup for him, so I'm good to go there. Traded Palmer and Addison for Hall. Hopefully it pays off. I'm fine with that. I like Addison, but a lot of we had Pete on last night from after the review. Pete is a huge Vikings fan, and he was really breaking down those first 2 games for Addison and how those specific plays were drawn up for Addison. And like the Vikings haven't done anything since. So, I mean, he'll have his dues throughout the year, but this is a big matchup for Hall this week. It's a great matchup for him. Let's see. Does JT help or hurt Richardson? He helps him for sure. Yeah. Nothing to worry about there. London or Judy? I can't imagine having London and Judy on my team and having to choose between them. I just feel like those guys, like 2 of the biggest disappointments so far this year for so many fantasy managers, right? London, I just can't trust though, my guy. The Jets are the 3rd best team in the league against opposing wide receivers. So, the Texans are the 2nd. I still lean Jerry Jeudy. I see more points in that game. I'll go Jerry Jeudy. I don't know. I see points in the other game too, I guess, but I'll go Jerry Jeudy. Joe, I'm going to start Hall and Swift in one league over Cook and ETN. That's fine. Swift and ETN over Mostart and Cook another. Yeah. Oh, you're up big in both. Yeah. Take the upside. I like that. I like Hall and Swift a lot this week. I think they certainly have the upside. Jets Denver game has so many storylines. Yeah. That's going to be a fun one. I think that's actually going to be a high scoring game. Lex, sit 1. I mean, JT or Ramondre. I'd probably start JT over Ramondre. But I mean, guys, I do think if you own JT, once again, tough matchup. He's going to be eased in. Just don't expect all the fireworks in the world. Zach Moss has been fine. So Spence, pick 2, standard, Swift, Stevenson, Pacheco. I bench Stevenson. Then pick 2 wide receivers. Holy crap. You have to start Diggs and you have to start JJ and you have to start CD. I mean, I guess I bench CD, but I mean, you can't. You have to go Diggs and JJ, but it's tough. What is upside play, Gabe or Addison? Always Gabe, I would say. But try to go Josh Downs. Would you go Shaheed or Downs? I would probably actually go Rashid Shaheed. It's there's risk there. I mean, but I still feel like Downs is a floor play, even in a good matchup against Tennessee. But I'll take the upside here, Tommy. I'll go Rashid Shaheed. Yeah, I think in the situation you're in, picking up Shaheed off the waivers, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So Yeah, go pick them up. Why not? Sheldon, I need a wide receiver 2 and a flex. Pickens, Addison, Rashee Rice, McLaughlin, Kittle, and Ferguson. Yeah, interesting selections here, but like, what are we gonna do with George Pickens, guys? I mean, like, a lot of inconsistency to a degree with Pickens. Is it his fault? Is it the system's fault? Is it the quarterback's fault? I don't know, but like, Pickens is always a guy you can throw out there and hope for the best. But when we look at this matchup for Pickens, Ravens 7th best team in the league against the position. So, like, you have to expect disappointment. I like Rashee Rice this week a lot. I might go Addison and Rashee Rice. You could go Pickens and Rashee Rice, but I like Rashee Rice. There's risk with all these guys, though. But I think I lean towards the 3 wide receivers that you have, Shelton. Would you go Jerome Ford or Bateman for flex for next week? Oh, gosh, we're already in week 6, Anakin. Matchups are Ravens, Titans, and Browns and Niners deep league. Ford. I mean, Ford has been good against good defenses, so I'll go Jerome Ford. I don't trust Bateman at all. Should I start JT? Depends on who else you have. But expect some disappointment with JT tomorrow, unfortunately. LBR, what's up? Should I trade Jalen Waddle and ETN for Hill? No. Oh, yes. Yes, sorry. Read that the opposite way. Wide receivers would be Hill, Godwin, Higgins, Watson, and running backs would be Eckler and Pierce. I mean, yes, but it sucks to lose ETN. But, like, I mean, Tyreek Hill is one of those players that, like, I mean, quite frankly, the player selling Tyreek Hill could sell him for more. So I think it's a fair deal. I'd do it. Need to drop one week 6. Lockett, Godwin, 2 dubs. Oh no. I don't want you to drop any of these players. See what Tutu's volume looks like this week. He might be the odd man out here. So drop Gainwell in a 12-team league. You can if you need to. It sucks. I just love Gainwell, but yeah, it's what it is. McLaughlin or Madison. I mean, you can go McLaughlin if Javonte does not play. If he does, then go Madison. Cats. Traded Mandrews, Jaleel Algier, and Palmer for A. Shane Watson Reynolds. I like that trade. I mean, losing Andrews sucks, but I think I like that trade, Cats. Lamar or Tua? Tua against the Giants, but you can't really go wrong. Michael Wilson, Reed, or Reynolds? Michael Wilson. Yeah, I agree. Wait for Adams. See what happens. Traded Cook for B-Rob, and I added Latavius Murray because he's eating the Cook's usage. Have they like the better pure runner? Thoughts? I mean, Cook versus B-Rob, like, I like both those guys. I don't have a problem with either guy there. And I like Latavius Murray. I don't think he's ever going to take away Cook's full workload. Very, very different running backs. But Latavius Murray is one of those running backs right now. If you're, like, absolutely desperate, nothing he can do, you can pick him up, throw him into your lineup, and he might score a touchdown. So, yeah. Pick 2, tight end premium, Dell, Sutton, Ferguson. I still go with the wide receivers here in Dell and Sutton. But Sutton, if you're not feeling good about the matchup against Sauce, assuming Sauce is going to be on him, then go Ferguson. Need a wide receiver 2, Pickens, Addison, Rashee Rice. Oh, we already hit this one. Hold on. Sorry, the chat is repeating for me. Here we go. Alex, what's up, dude? Terry, better stash Quentin Johnson or Rashee Rice. I'd rather have Rashee Rice personally, but Quentin Johnson's fine. Should I start Lamar or Tua? Interesting. Second time we got that. I'll go Tua, but you can never go wrong starting Lamar. Houston defense rest of the season. I mean, they're a respectable defense. But are they a good fantasy defense is the question, and the answer is no. I mean, they've been good the last 2 games. They're okay week 1. I mean, maybe I'm a little wrong here, I have to admit, but they're at Atlanta, then they get the Saints. Then they have a bye, then they're at Carolina. So at Cincy, I mean, who knows if Joe Burrow is playing by week 10? They get Arizona. Yeah, that might be a good call. Might be something to monitor. I did not realize they had been doing that well this season. I mean, I knew their defense was playing fine. I didn't know they were playing that well from a fantasy perspective. Marco, appreciate it, man. Still, like, I just feel like I have been sick. You know what I mean? Like right now, my throat is like super irritated. But thank you. With Amon-Ra out, I need a flex. My options: Downs, Cooks, Marshall, Parker, Chark, Westbrook. I'd probably just go Downs. Terrace Marshall, good player to monitor. Chark with Bryce Young, a quarterback, doesn't look like he has any value. I'd probably just go Josh Downs. It's full PPR. It's a good matchup. T-Lar Stafford. Stafford's going to be really interesting to watch this week, but he's still going up against a really tough front 7. So I probably just hold on to T-Law this week, Cats. Alex, flex 1, Pierce, Dell, Flowers, Algier, Rice, McLaughlin. Flowers. Yeah, I love Flowers this week. Michael Wilson or MT. McLaughlin or Atwell. MT might be okay. But I'll go Michael Wilson. Thoughts on Jonnu Smith? Would I start him over Kincaid? I mean, I guess. I don't really like either of these tight ends, so I guess that's fine. It's just when we're looking at tight ends of this caliber. I mean, Jonnu has 6 or more targets the last 3 games. He's tight end 13 in fantasy. Like, the production's been better for Smith. I guess Jonnu Smith, yeah. Shelton, wide receiver 2, Pickens, Addison, Rashee Rice. Flex, Addison, McLaughlin. Sorry, I don't understand the question. I mean, I'm probably going. I mean, I feel like we can still go Addison. So wide receiver, okay. I think I get what you're saying. Wide receiver 2. Like, he can still go Pickens if you feel good about it. He just is not consistent. But the volume is going to be there, so it is a tough matchup for Pickens. Ravens are up there against the wide receiver position, so I mean, I'd probably go Pickens and flex for Rashee Rice. But you could go Addison if you like him over one of those guys. Okay, I'm starting to get some repeats again. I apologize, guys. Dom, what's up, dude? Joe, appreciate you, bro. Have a great night and good luck tomorrow. Is there any point of holding Andy Dalton Dynasty? I mean, the only point would be if Bryce Young gets injured again this year and you can start Andy Dalton. But that's it. Would you trade Waddle for a Shane or a Mari? You could if you needed a running back. I think either of those guys are fair. I mean, you're still losing a very valuable wide receiver, but you're getting a very valuable running back. So start Higbee, Pitts, or Jonnu. Higbee. Good matchup for him. Trade away Chase for Eckler. I mean, that's fair. It just depends. Do you need the wide receiver or the running back? Andrew, starting more in a 14-teamer. Yeah. Chase, Burrow, Jacobs, Kyron, JJ Amon-Ra, Cup, Ferguson, Purdy, Ramondre, Kincaid. Do I need to make trades or am I big chilling? You're probably chilling, my guy. Yeah, you're fine. Team looks good. Should I roll Shaheed over McLaughlin? Yeah, if Javonte's out, McLaughlin's a floor play. Shaheed is the upside play. So it depends. Do you need the upside or do you want to go for the floor? But if Javonte plays, I think you go Shaheed. And you're good, bro. No worries. I'm here to help you for sure. Especially when I'm on stream. Best time for me to actually be able to give you guys good answers. Traded Watson for Stevenson. I'd rather have Watson. But if you needed the running back, then it's okay, I guess. I'd rather have Watson, though. Which two wide receivers should I staff? McLaughlin, Reynolds, or Reed? Or which two should I stash? Reynolds and Reed. I mean, McLaughlin is a short-term piece to play. Nothing more than that. James Cook or JT this week? I mean, some people are going to hate this answer, but I think you go James Cook. You know what you're going to get. The production's there. JT's going to be eased in. He has a bad matchup this week. Could JT have a good enough game, a low floor game, score a touchdown maybe? Sure, he's still JT, but I just don't see a massive game for him. Andrew, have a great night. Good to see you. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow probably. Keaton Mitchell over those players. You might be the RB1 for Ravens. I mean, yeah, Keaton Mitchell's a good potential handcuff as well. Appreciate you, Andrea. Make sure you're up early to watch your Bills, right? Michael, what do you think about my team this week? Tua, Brian Robinson, Bijan, Puka, Romeo, Waller. Flexes, Tony Pollard. Oh, wait. Flex is Tony Pollard, Kittle, and Henry. Options on the bench are Judy, Ridley, Lazard, Miles. Are you starting 3 tight ends? Am I reading that right? I mean, I would bench Waller and start Kittle. Is that Derrick Henry, Michael, or Hunter Henry? What I would do is I would start Tua. You've already started Brian Robinson. I would start Bijan Robinson, Puka, and Romeo. Kittle at tight end, flex Pollard, flex Henry, and then start Ridley. So basically, I would swap Waller for Kittle and then throw Ridley in there. Okay, it is Derrick Henry. Okay, my bad. I was like assuming. But yeah, that's the only change I would make. Other than that, you look good, my dude. Where are you ranking JT rest of the season? I mean, he can easily be the JT that we know. This offense can support the running back position. Zach Moss has been very good this year. So I like JT quite a bit, but he's got to watch him get eased back in is all. Tommy, thank you so much for the super chat, my dude. Thank you for the $5 dono. I appreciate you. And you're all good, my dude. Happy to help you. Seriously am. But if you need the upside, go Shaheed, bro. Go Shaheed. Thank you for the super chat, Tommy. Waller or Henry at tight end. I don't like Waller at all right now. I mean, like, if you are forced to play Waller, that's one thing. You know, it's not the worst matchup in the world for him. It's actually a pretty good matchup, but I'm just not there. I'm just not there. I would start Henry. It's not even it's a better matchup for Waller. So I mean, if you feel good about Waller, that's fine. But I'd probably go Henry. You're welcome, Clark. You know, I don't really have a good place to go and find good data or advice on pick'ems. I think I did not place any underdog pick'ems this week. Did not. But there are some good ones this week. I would take a look at a lot of running backs this week. I think there's a lot of good. Oh, I do have a slip. I have Gus Edwards higher than 45.5 rushing yards. I have the Garrett Wilson line on there for the 100K Sunday thing. Then I have Devontae Shane over 50.5 rushing yards. Zay Flowers over 44.5 receiving yards. And Tyreek Hill over 90.5 receiving yards. But there's a lot of good lines for running backs this week. So I would take a look at running backs. There's a lot of good matchups for running backs as well. Derrick Henry at the Colts. Gus Edwards at the Steelers. Monty at home against the Panthers. Bijan against the Texans at home. Devontae Shane, Raheem Mostert against the Giants. Saquon against the Dolphins. Swift against the Rams. Mixon against the Cardinals. Connor against the Bengals. Brees against the Broncos, and then CMC. There's a lot of good running back opportunity this week. Trade Saquon and Nico for Bijan and DJ Moore. Yeah, I would do that. But I really like Bijan and I really like DJ Moore, so I might be biased. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the owner. You might need to, but if you can get away with that, I would do it. Henry or Goddard? I mean, probably Henry, but maybe Goddard. Yeah. That's my final answer. Go to FFA for fantasy football advice. Nick as well. I like Nick. Don't know him, but his channel is great. Kadarius Toney breakout game. We'll find out. It's a great matchup, so maybe. What's up, DeAndre Swift season? Sport Dog, with both my wide receivers, Watson and Amon-Ra very questionable. I need 2 wide receivers. Collins, Gabe Davis, Dobbs, Wilson, and Tutu. You can go Dobbs. I like Dobbs a lot this week. Then Wilson or Collins, whoever you feel better about. I'm good with both those guys this week. Play Najee or Kenny Walker on Kenny. It is hard to play a Giants player, but if you're going to play one, it's Saquon, right? What's up, Chase? Would you play Algier over McLaughlin if Javonte plays? Yes, just due to matchup alone. Stroud or T-Law? T-Law for the floor, Stroud for upside. I mean, I think the Falcons, they've been good defensively, but they are, kind of in this weird travel situation coming back from London. So Stroud is still the upside play, but T-Law, what you're going to get out of T-Law. It's going to get you at least 17 points and hopefully more. Do you trade B-Rob in Dallas for Etienne and Gabe Davis? Yeah. But I don't value the defensive position. I get that Dallas is the most valuable defensive position, but you can still stream guys on a weekly basis. So, I like the skill position guys more. That's just how I play fantasy. So I would probably do it. But either side is fine. Kadarius Toney or Shaheed? I go Shaheed. I'm not. It could be one of those games for Toney, but I'm not risking it, bro. Do I like pound cake? Yeah. Haven't had it in a long time. Ravens defense, yeah, they're one of those defenses you can throw out there every week, and you should know what to expect out of them, especially against soft matchups. But yeah, they're fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to the bottom of the chat. I kind of want to keep streaming, but my throat is super irritated, and it's just like when I talk for a long period of time. If you guys can't tell, I'm still feeling the effects of being sick all week, and I'm starting to struggle a little bit. But we're 3 subscribers away from 4,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for everything you guys do as a community. And I did not think we'd get that close this week. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys. But yeah, I just wasn't able to stream this week, wasn't able to really make content. So the fact that we actually got close, we probably should have hit that last week if I was able to do my normal schedule. So thank you guys, and we'll probably hit it tomorrow, unless 3 new people hop on right now. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for the night, and thank you guys for 4K, which we're very close to. It always feels good when you hit a new number, so appreciate you guys, man. But I'm sorry, guys, I've been sick all week. I did my best, I promise, and still feels good to get on here for an hour and hang out with you guys and talk fantasy. So I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. Happy Saturday to you, Shopkey. Yeah, I feel like T-Hawk will have a good game. Zach Wilson season, baby. Yeah, I've been drinking water, and it's just it barely does anything. I won't be surprised if Monty does it all season, Taylor gang. I won't. The way that offense is ran. Something random. Facing the team in my home league who I traded Garrett Wilson and Swift to. They're gonna bring that smoke this week, bro. I appreciate you guys. I'll be fine. Yeah. Much love to you guys as well. All right, guys. Be sure to hit the like on the way out. If you guys are new to the channel, thank you for being here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Subscribed. Discord links down below. Instagram links down below. Make sure you guys go check that stuff out. And I will be back on tomorrow before the games, an hour and a half or whatever. So if you guys need anything, I'll be here before the games for you guys tomorrow as well. So other than that, I plan on going into this week like normal, but we'll see what happens. I do have some family coming to town, and I'm still feeling the effects of being sick, and I still put in a lot of hours for fantasy endgame, which I'm very grateful to be able to do so. And I love working with them. They're awesome guys. If you guys are not subscribed to fantasy endgame, make sure you are. Chris and Pierre are light years ahead of me, and really, really phenomenal dudes, and do a lot of great stuff for the fantasy community. But I have a lot on my plate, and we'll see what happens this week. But I just appreciate you guys, man. You guys are a phenomenal community, and I love doing this with you guys. There's nothing more that I like than ending my day streaming with you guys and talking fantasy. So appreciate you guys so much, and I'm doing my best to get better and back to 100%. And yeah, everyone be safe. Have a great rest of your Saturday. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow more than likely. But if I don't, good luck in week 5, ladies and gentlemen. Season's flying by, baby. So let's enjoy it while we can, right, guys? So, all right, man. Love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. And with that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, yes, odd here on the Catch. And peace.